A keyword backup for WordPress can do more than just back up your WordPress website. It can also back up files and sites that exist above your web routes. There are two occasions where you may want to do this. If you have a downloads folder that you are protecting by keeping above the web route, you would want to make sure you back that up as well. You may have also installed an additional website, perhaps a subdomain for a forum like this, and you want to make sure that in your Akiba backup you include the forum as well as the WordPress website. We can see there are two options for including data in the backup, one for databases and one for directories. So to begin with, let's look at the databases. Here we can add the details of the additional databases that we want to back up. Click on the small plus icon and a pop-up opens asking for the connection details for your database. You should have this from your web host. First, enter the host name, the username, the password, and finally the name of the database you wish to back up. Click on Test Connection, and when you have a success message, click Save. You have now configured Akiba Backup for WordPress to include this additional database in your backup. We now want to include the files. From the dashboard, select the Off-Site Directories inclusion. Again, click on the small plus icon and then click on the folder icon. Here we can see that we have in our hosting account three folders: Downloads, where I am storing the off-site downloads, Forum, for my PHP forum, and Public HTML, which is my current WordPress website. If I want to include the Downloads folder, simply select it, select Use, and then click on the Save icon. Repeat that for the forum by clicking on the plus, browse, selecting the forum, and select Use. Finally, Save. We can see here the names of the temporary folders that will be used inside our backup. Now we have added our external database for the forum and our two folders for the downloads and the forum itself, and we can go ahead and create a new backup. Restoring this backup is almost the same as the restoration process shown in the other videos. I'm going to use my FTP program to connect to a new server where I'm going to restore this backup. I'm using FileZilla, but you could use any FTP program. As you can see, my new server has a public HTML folder where my website would live, but if I navigate in, you can see that it's empty. Let's take the backup file and copy that across to our new server. And finally, let's take our kickstart.php file and copy that across as well. Now let's return to our web browser and complete the restoration. Go to the special URL for the kickstart.php file, close this message and begin. We can see it has selected the archive file. We can now let the Akiba Backup Kickstart program extract the files to our web server. Once that has completed, we can run the installer. As with all Akiba Backup restorations, the installer checks that our server is suitable, and then we can click Next. And we're now ready to restore the site's main database. So click Next to continue. Here we have an additional screen. We can see here that this screen is to set up the extra database, the one for our PHP forum. So here, make sure you enter the correct details for the forum and click Next. The installer is now ready to restore your downloads folder to above the web routes. Click Next and the files will be copied. And do the same again for the forum folder. You can now make any changes to the site parameters you need, and when you're ready, click Next. the final step is to remove the copy of the external folders from inside our public HTML web space. To do this, return to FileZilla. Here we can see that the forum and the downloads folders were successfully copied. And if we go into the public HTML, we can see a folder called external files. If you go inside it just to double check, you can see the forum and the downloads. We no longer need this, so let's go back up, select that folder and delete it. By using the multiple database definitions and the offsite directories inclusion feature of Akiba Backup for WordPress, we can use it to not only back up our WordPress website, but to back up other databases and folders within our hosting as well.